The UFC 3-division champion. A dream no fighter has ever achieved. I don't know how you see it, but becoming a UFC champion today is already insanely tough. As the sport grows, the competition gets fiercer and fighters just keep getting better. That makes being the best in this organization harder than ever. But you know what's even tougher? Becoming a 2-division champion, holding 2 belts at once. Not only are you the best in your weight class, but you move up to a new division to chase that double champ status. Many have tried, many have failed, but a few have succeeded. Conor McGregor was the first to do it in 2016 when he beat Eddie Alvarez.
What does this fight mean for your legacy? This just puts it even more in stone. That second belt, never been done. No one's even came close. No one's even attempted it. So that's it, my legacy. I'll be immortalized after this one. I'm gonna wrap one on one shoulder, I'm gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 4 seconds of round number 2, declaring the winner by knockout and new undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, the notorious Conor McGregor!
But not surprised, you know what I mean? I knew it was going to happen for me.
Conor McGregor was first to do it, and then he got followed by DC.
I get to look at this twice! 2 belts, one on each shoulder, baby!
Right now, 8 fighters have claimed titles in 2 divisions, but stars like Israel Adesanya and Alexander Volkanovski, despite dominating their own weight classes, fell short in their shots at a second belt.
Yeah, it didn't go exactly the way I wanted to go, but, you know, dare to be great. You know, the critics and the ones on the sidelines, but I'm the one putting it on the line.
So here's my question for you. Knowing how hard it is to become a UFC champion today, defend that belt a few times, then move up to a new weight class and beat the best fighter there. How insane would it be to stay in that division, defend that title, and then jump to another weight class to defeat the top guy there? Today, we're breaking down the ultimate UFC challenge, the 3-division champion.
Brendan Schaub did a piece, and he likes Strickus, and he likes Strickus to the point that he thinks he could be a 3-division champion. And no, before you're wondering if he's got to cut to 170, no. Brendan laid out the math. 185 where he's already king, go up to 205, grab the belt, slide up to heavyweight, beat those guys.
So is it possible to see a fighter hold 3 belts at the same time? If you ask a guy like Ilia Topuria or Khamzat Chimaev, they will tell you it's possible.
A 3-weight world champion. Yeah, this is my goal. Yeah, you're not gonna see me in the welterweight division like this, skinny. You're gonna see me different. Yeah, that's the goal. To move up to the lightweight division, get that belt, and then move up to the welterweight division.
I work with the new coach, Coach Carl. I talk about him, go down again, back to my first fights, you know, like 170 or 75, what was that?
170.
170. He said it gives me a couple of months, we're gonna make it. So I don't know who is the champ there. This guy, Australian guy. Yeah, it would be a good fight for me and go down fight with him as well.
Yeah,
could take the belt there. And if I go up and there is Ankalaev and his name Alex Pereira, they are fighting now. Who is winning can fight for that belt as well.
But there's a big difference between wishing for it and actually doing it. So let's get one thing straight. There's a huge gap between winning 3 belts over your career and holding 3 belts at the same time. Alex Pereira became the middleweight champion, then moved up and won the light heavyweight title. Now there's a possibility he could go to heavyweight. If he wins there, he'd be the first fighter to claim gold in 3 different divisions, but not simultaneously.
I think the world would love to see if you can become the first 3-division world champion.
If Pereira becomes light heavyweight champion again and then moves up to heavyweight and wins that belt, he'd be a double champion with titles in 3 weight classes. But will we ever see a fighter with 3 belts at the same time? Short answer, probably not, because the UFC would never allow it.
Diego Lopez said in an interview that
the UFC are going to try and sort of stop double champs from happening in the future? Like, so if this case happened, you would have asked Ilya to give up the belt. I don't know if that's a rule, but is that something you'd rather see guys actually vacate rather than try and do both at the same time?
Unless you think you can, defend your title. Listen, if there's a guy that thinks he can do it and wants to defend both belts and has accomplished all these great things, I would have no problem with it. But you're going to be busy.
As Dana said, even defending 2 belts is a logistical nightmare. It slows down divisions, leaves contenders stuck waiting, and from a business standpoint, it's messy.
I want to hold my belt from the lightweight, but it's not possible because I fight in January and we wait. If I fight with Mandalena, when it's gonna be October, November, and fight again February, Ramadan is beginning, holding more than 1 year's lightweight belt, it's not what I want to do,
Yeah,
and
not fair to the division.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
It's not respect for all these guys,
Imagine trying to chase a 3rd belt while the other 2 divisions are on ice. It's just not happening under current UFC rules. They'd force the fighter to vacate a title before it got that far. The closest scenario we might see is a fighter vacating 1 belt, moving up, and then chasing a 3rd. That's basically what Ilia Topuria is doing right now. He was the best at featherweight, vacated that title, and now he's defending gold at lightweight.
Did he vacate the belt, or did you guys say, if you're moving to lightweight, then we don't want to hold up the featherweight division?
No, he did that. He said, I've done everything I can do here. I'm ready to move up. And he vacated it. He said, I shouldn't be holding up anybody's opportunities. And, it's always... I respect when guys do that.
In reality, is that I feel that no one can match my level of skills inside the octagon.
At the end of the day, that 10 pounds makes a lot of difference, in my life. I haven't been able to enjoy like anything because I have to be like professional at the same time in the fight game and also in the nutrition part. So this time I have been able to enjoy the whole process and I'm very happy.
Let's see just how hard it really is to claim gold in 3 divisions. If a fighter wanted to go for 3 belts, he would face different challenges. When it comes to skill, there are no more one-dimensional champions. Everyone at the top is well-rounded, and you can't rely on just one weapon to dominate. Maybe you can get by for a while, but it's only a matter of time before someone exposes the holes in your game. And if we're talking about chasing gold in 3 divisions, those flaws will get punished even faster. The real problems are the size jumps, body composition limits, and recovery time. Moving between divisions means facing completely different physical advantages, and also the weight jumps are not consistent. Featherweight to lightweight is 10 pounds, but lightweight to welterweight is 15. The higher you go, the bigger those jumps get. But that's not as big of a deal for heavier fighters, because 5 pounds on a 200-pound body isn't much, while 5 pounds at a lower weight can be crucial. Then there's body composition. A guy like Islam Makhachev can move from lightweight to welterweight, but making 2 jumps is nearly impossible. You'd be adding serious muscle while trying to keep speed and cardio. This isn't bodybuilding, and carrying too much muscle can actually hurt a fighter.
All my life I cut weight, but now when I want to be big, my weight stays same position, I try to lift more. We do some program and like slowly we bring some maybe 2 kg right now, and it's very hard,
But could Islam maybe drop down to 145? The answer is no. The cut would be so extreme it could be fatal, and even if he somehow made the weight, he'd be so drained he could barely stand, and his chin would be gone, meaning the first clean shot could knock him out. And one more reason why Islam can't make 145 now is that he's older and his body has fully matured. Over the years, bone density increases and the frame naturally thickens, making it physically harder to drop to drastically lower weight classes. That's why younger fighters can sometimes pull off big weight cuts, because their bodies are still developing and their frames haven't fully filled out yet. But the factor that can change everything in your path is luck. Sometimes it's just about being in the right place at the right time. Your road to the title has to line up just right. Just look at the difference between Ilya's and Islam's path to a second belt. Islam had to fight 12 times in the UFC to get his first title shot. After that, he defended his belt 4 times before getting the chance to move up for a second title. Ilya, on the other hand, only needed 6 wins in the UFC to get his first title shot, and with just 1 title defense, he already moved up for a chance at a second belt. And this is really important because MMA fighters are humans, and more fights mean more damage to your body, and your body can't forever be at its peak form. Even if you're an amazing fighter, you still need the stars to align, because skill gets you in the conversation, but luck can make the difference between being great and making history. And that's why even 2 belts is already insanely rare. Just look at the guy who started it all. Conor won the featherweight belt in December 2015, and instead of defending it, the UFC let him skip straight into a lightweight title fight less than a year later. That's almost unheard of. Most champions have to defend their belt, sometimes multiple times, before even thinking about moving up.
I have a question for Dana White. Just over here, Dana. To the other side, just over here. During the media scrum that Conor McGregor did, he sort of gave the impression that he won't be defending his title regardless what happens after this fight with Nate. I'm just wondering, where do you stand on that? Regardless what happens on Saturday, will he be defending his featherweight title?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But Conor was different. He was a once-in-a-generation star. That kind of stardom buys you things other fighters will never get, like the chance to chase another belt without defending the first one. Knowing how he's all about big challenges, if he had stayed active at the time and defended his lightweight belt just once, the UFC would almost certainly have given him a shot at welterweight. And if Conor was locked in and motivated, you know he would have taken that fight in a heartbeat.
Conor, just to clarify, would you ever move up to welterweight and try and get a 3rd belt if you could?
All the belts.
Tyron, your response to that?
Hey, we punching a way different power in this weight division. Pack a lunch, brother.
That's the thing about double champs. Skill is obviously there, but so much comes down to luck, timing, and UFC politics. Besides Conor and the guys from the early days, there were a few fighters who had the potential and were in the right spot to be the first 3-division champion. The first name that comes to mind is Jon Jones. Early in his career, he probably could have made 185 and chased a second belt, or maybe even started at middleweight.
If I'm Jon Jones and I'm home watching this fight, I start moving to 85.
Then, just like he eventually did, he could have moved up to heavyweight and become champion there. Alongside Jon, Kamaru Usman could have easily moved up to middleweight. The guy's huge for welterweight, but because of his friendship with Adesanya, that door was closed.
I don't see myself ever fighting Israel. You know, even though a lot of people have kind of been hinting towards it, they're like, yeah, you guys need to fight, I don't see myself fighting him. You know,
there's plenty of people
having plenty of people having 2 belts in Nigeria is better than just having one guy holding 2 belts.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And so, there's no desire there, man. That's my guy.
He even talked about going all the way to light heavyweight before the second Leon Edwards fight.
I think any fight that I fight next is going to be a gigantic fight. I've already stated that I wanted that light heavyweight belt. You know, for a lot of people it's crazy, but a lot of things seem crazy until it's done.
At the time, Jiri was champion at light heavyweight, and I could see Usman beating him, but that brutal knockout ended those plans instantly. We've learned what a fighter should and shouldn't do to become a 3-division champion, but let's map out what the road to a triple champ would actually look like. Step 1. Start in the right division. You want to begin in a weight class that gives you room to move both up and down. Lightweight is probably the sweet spot. You can cut to featherweight or bulk to welterweight. Starting at featherweight works too, since you can take the hard weight cuts early and move up over time. But if you start at heavyweight or flyweight, your options shrink fast. Step 2. Win the belt early. You don't have 5 years to rack up defenses. To chase 3 belts, you need to win your first title before your prime. So when you do hit your prime, you're staying active, not chasing the first belt. Step 3. Be friends with no one. If a friend or teammate holds a belt in your target division, you either switch camps or agree to fight as professionals. I mean, you don't need to, but if you want to chase 3 belts, you have to. Step 4. Become a star. Defending your belt builds your name, but that takes time. If you blow up as a star, you can skip the line for title shots and jump straight into champ opportunities. Step 5. Time it perfectly. This is where luck takes over. You want the right champions in the divisions you're chasing, and you want matchups that favor your style. You can't control all of it, but sometimes the best fighter in a division will have holes you can exploit, or a situation will break your way. So who will be the first to break through? The closest guy is obviously Alex Pereira. Win or lose in his next title fight, he's moving to heavyweight because there's nothing left for him at light heavyweight. We've already seen him knock out Jiri twice. Do we really need to watch that again? Another reason is that the heavyweight division is in the worst state it's ever been in, and Tom Aspinall desperately needs contenders. So if Alex loses, they'll probably toss him some random heavyweight with a dad bod and let him walk straight into a title shot with Aspinall. But if he beats Ankalaev, he's going straight into his 3rd division championship. Whether he can handle Aspinall is a whole different question. The next fighter with the potential to become a 3-division champion is, of course, Ilia Topuria. He got here fast, he's already a double champion, he's a big star, he has everything you'd want in someone chasing that triple champ status. He's young, confident, undefeated, and he's not afraid to move up and take risks. If he keeps winning and the timing lines up, I wouldn't be shocked if he's the one knocking on that door. But the main challenge he could face is size. The average UFC welterweight stands 5'11", while Ilia is 5'7". That reach disadvantage could be a major factor if he ever gets a shot at welterweight. A lot depends on who holds the title at the time. And then there's Khamzat, who just secured the middleweight championship, and he's openly talking about a path to 3 different titles. Light heavyweight actually looks like a great fit for him. He's got the size and strength to hang there, but dropping back down to welterweight is a real gamble. At this stage, he's just too big, and the cut could drain him. Still, if he somehow manages it, Chimaev might have the clearest path to becoming a legitimate 3-division champion.